Welcome, this is Tanya with Tinkering in Ink with Tanya, and today I want to show you how I made this card. I made it for the Stamp Review Crew Endless Thanks blog hop featuring the stamp set Endless Thanks. It's a fun stamp set with lots of different ways to say thank you and a few floral elements with a cute banner. Now Dies by Dave has made a coordinating die for this. I believe he calls it Banner Thanks. It's a single die. We're going to use that, and we're also going to use one die from the Bunch of Banners dies to make this card. The cardstock you're going to need is a craft card base, and that is the standard 5.5 by 4 1/4 card base. We're going to need a layer of watercolor paper, 4 by 5 1/4, the same size Whisper White to line the card, a scrap of craft cardstock to die cut the back banner, and a scrap of watercolor for the thanks banner. So let's get started. First thing we're going to need to do is tape a piece of watercolor paper to a board. This helps prevent warping of your paper, and it makes it lie down better for your finished card. I created a puddle of mint macaron. And we're just going to add some water to that. With our aqua painter, I chose the largest of the two that Stampin' Up! Carries. Just going to make a nice puddle with that. And then just start applying that to the paper. Watercolor washes are very easy to do, and they can create whatever color background you want. And the nice thing is they're pretty foolproof. You can adjust them as needed. If you want it darker, add more. If you want it lighter, dab off some. If you made it too dark. And you just keep adding color until you're happy with it. I'm just about there. Keep in mind that watercolor stuff tends to dry lighter than what you're seeing when you lay it down. I think I'm good there. So I'm going to heat set this to dry it to get ready for the next step. Okay, that's all dry now, and our next step is we're going to use some Watermelon Wonder ink. We're going to stamp this flower all over the card base. Now you're going to want to start off of the panel and create, well, I say random, but it's really planned. Just alternating. Just want to make sure that it looks like it was cut from a larger panel. I'm going to pause this while I finish all of this. I'm trying to keep this video short. I'll be back when it's stamped. Those are all stamped, and sorry about that, paused while the phone rang. Another tip we want to give you is that you should wipe that extra ink off the masking tape, or you could have some issues later, like picking it up and transferring it to your watercolor paper unintended. So now we're going to move on to the leaves, and we're going to use Emerald Envy for that. I'll show you the first few, and then I'll pause it again so you don't have to watch me do the whole thing. The key here is you want to have your leaves pointing in all different directions. So I'm going to do a few of these, and then I'll pause the recording again. First time I did this, it took 20 minutes from start to finish. I don't think you want to watch me do this for 20 minutes. Although if you like watching for that long, let me know in the comments and I won't shorten it up so much. Alright, I'm going to pause again. Alright, so those are all stamped, and at this point we're going to want to do the inside panel too to get that done. So we'll take the Watermelon Wonder again. And just to protect that watercolor panel, we're going to stamp a few of these on the Whisper White inside panel. I don't know about you, but I like the inside of my card to be pretty too. We'll just add those leaves real quick. my inside panel is done. We'll set that aside for later. Next spot, we're going to need those flowers on. We'll need to clean these because we need to use some Versamark to stamp on the banner that I already cut out with the bunch of banners die. Let's set this watercolor piece aside for the moment. And we need the flower. Now our little banner is going to rest, the white one is going to rest there, so we want a little flower here. And I just realized I did not use the embossing buddy. Well, we're going to take our chances. And the sentiment, and this time I'm using "for your kindness." So it's going to say, "Thanks for your kindness." We want it down in the corner here. And then we need some copper embossing powder. See how we did. Alright, the craft paper didn't really take up much of the embossing powder, thank goodness. Alright, so this time I'm going to remember to use my embossing buddy. For the other bit of embossing we need to do, and that is the thanks for the other banner. And we're going to just kind of put that right in the middle. And we'll sprinkle that. Then I'm going to pause the recording again and I will heat emboss these. Be right back. Okay, those are all heat embossed. Now we are going to take the banner and ink that up in Emerald Envy. And this fits over the thanks one way better than the other. So let's figure that out. Ooh, I cut it kind of close there. I don't want to get ink on my background, so here we go. Line that up. That's cutting it really close. Maybe we should have stamped the banner first. Lessons learned. Alright, now we're going to use a little bit of mint macaron. I'm just going to use my hand as a blending palette here. And I'm trying to be careful not to touch the Emerald Envy, but that's not happening. Okay, scratch that. Okay, I discovered the hard way that you really do need to stamp the banner first. The reason I didn't want to do that first is because you run the risk of the embossing powder sticking to it. Alright, so let's do the watercoloring we need to do on this banner. So a little bit of mint macaron, and I'm using the back of my hand here a little bit. And I don't want to touch the Emerald Envy with the water brush if I can help it. If it does, so be it. But I'm trying to just help it match the background of the card front. Okay, so we'll let that dry. I'm going to heat set that again, and then we'll emboss that thanks. Okay, I'm back and I'm ready to emboss the thanks. Line that up in the banner. Stamp it down, pick it back up. Let me heat set this and I'll be back again. Okay, I heat set that and I went and die cut this. So these two are ready to layer on each other. We're going to use some dimensionals to do that. You can use the Stampin' Dimensionals, or if you are a fan of the 3M tape, It's easy to use too. So I need a couple chunks for the white banner. Yeah, I reused the other side. I almost need a blooper roll for this card. So this one I'm going to cut in half. And put that behind these two pieces of the banner. I'm going to cut a couple chunks for the tails also. Boy, this has taken 10% of the video. Alright, I should have waited to peel those off. I did want to show you taking this off the board. The tip I have for you here is slowly and pull at a diagonal so you don't tear your paper. And don't reuse your tape because then you end up with bleeding underneath the tape line. Yes, I did learn that the hard way. See that pretty edge? I love that. You don't even have to have another layer to mat when you have the masked edges. Alright, so now we can apply this. I'm going to center it towards the top. Peel and stick this. Now if I had some copper thread, I'd probably use that too. But I don't, so I won't. See how nice that fits right on there? Oh, I think that's super cute. So now we're going to use some coasters. I have a whole baggie that I've already cut down to the right dimensions for a standard card front. So I need a 1-inch strip and I need a 4-inch block that have been trimmed down. So we're going to put some adhesive down on the back. Let's do one more little strip because we got that additional. This one. And then make sure you turn it the right way or your trimmed edge won't be the right way. More adhesive to the back. I don't remember who gave me the tip to use coasters, but I love it. I have a ton of them, so I'll be using lots of them. Alright, we'll apply that to our card front. And then we're going to stick our inner panel on. Center that inside. See how pretty that is? Alright, so our card is done. Please visit my blog for a full supply list with the links to all the products, including the link to the Dies by Dave. I won't have it specifically to this product, but I'll have it to his store. Also, please subscribe to my channel, like it, share this video if you enjoyed it and learned something, and leave me a comment below with any questions about techniques, products, or becoming a demonstrator, and I'll be happy to help. Until next time, bye.